Okay, probably gonna be my last video because of the setting sun. I got some more shading in there. I popped some whites in there, as y'all can see. I like it a lot better now. Really, the bottom of this E right there, it just needs something. It's too white against here. This is not supposed to be darker. This needs to be darker. What I might do is, and I'll let y'all kind of see, my current color, guys, is blue. The highlights for the blue. I got a little bit too much dark here. You can bump that. Let me put you on pause, and I don't know if I can. Let me see. Maybe I can catch myself with this, setting my phone up right there. I'm just gonna throw a little pop of blue right here, guys, just to accentuate this white on white. If my compressor comes on, then I'll try to talk louder. But yeah, guys, man, just the trick here is, see, I got blue. I don't know if you can tell, I got blue there too from last time. So this is gonna kind of match that. Guys, the trick when shading is to bring balance. You can bump things back and forth to make them work, okay? If you have too much, if you've shaded too dark, go back over it. Lighten it up, man. Don't just give up. I like this blue I have in these stars. I already have a little bit of blue. I went with dark blue, and it's too dark right there. Actually, it looks good, but you can see right there. You see that contrast of dark shading and then there's bright blue? That's great. But what it needs is, say there's a fold here. See this right here, I'm gonna try to use my finger. This right here is gonna be a high part in the flag because it's lighter, and then supposed to go, so it's round, and it goes down right there. And then it comes back up, right? It's a wave. This is why these stars are closer. Okay, there's a lot going on. Oh, there's my compressor. Our current color is light blue. It is that blue, which is way lighter than what we had. Let's try to get, let me back y'all off. Let me try to hold, you don't want to be too close with this. And you also don't want to be too far. I'm bringing in some blues in this white. Whoa, a little bit too much, but that's all right. I can dig it. There's a little bit there. It's just highlights, right? There's going to be a reflective light. That is a thing. Reflective light. This is like where you see, in portraits, you'll see greens on people's cheeks. You'll see blues on their faces. The blue is reflected from the sun. The green's reflected from the grass. That blue in that white on the flag is a real thing, where you wouldn't think it, but it is real. It's called reflective light. Okay, guys. I want to bring out this highlight here and this one here. So what I'm going to do is, don't go too close on this thing. Real light at first, and then you can come back if you like, if you want more or less, but always start lighter. Start lighter than you originally were. See, okay, on camera it looks better. Okay, let's bring one here, because that's the way that the flag would be. It rolls, right? There's another one here. Another one here. We want most of this to be light, but from far away, it's not a big roll, right? We want that to be slightly blue. I want to leave that alone because that's a shadow. That one comes down through here. You need a little bit right there. Supposed to have a little reflective. That's blue. It doesn't look like it on the screen, but that's actually blue. That gray is actually blue. Wow, that part came out great, right? It's a roll. of the flag. Take a step back. Looking good. Let's take this tape off. Yeah, I mean, you know, that bottom of that E needed a little something. Really, you got to know when to walk away too, guys. Know when to walk away, man, because you can end up doing way too much. Way too much. Like this dark spot is almost too dark. Let me add in a highlight right here, and I think I'll like it better. Yep. Let me see what that looks like. Yep, in person it looks better. Okay. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. Hope you guys like this teaching. I'm gonna splice these videos together. I'm gonna clean up this overspray on the wall, you know. There's like a tape line right there. You can see. Clean that stuff up and you'll be happy. All right, guys, let's leave it alone. Hope that y'all had a good time with me. Please like, share, subscribe so that I can get boosted and be able to, you know, help more people with their art exploits. All right, peace. What's up, guys? Hope y'all are doing well today. Guys, I want to talk to y'all about painting stars on art panel. We have a mural here. It's a logo for a venue, and I'm doing the American flag, obviously. Captain Obvious. Hey guys, check it out. This is such an important video for you, for me as well. It's a concept and principle I want to talk to y'all about. The concept and principle of patience. Dude, if you can learn to bust through that initial freak out, okay? There's always an initial freak out whenever you start painting a painting. I don't care what you're painting. The first layers and the first of the painting, when you're trying to get the proportions right and everything, and the first layers, first colors and such, there's always gonna be a freak out period, guys. I'll call it the freak out phase. So what the freak out phase is where I'm at right now. Have a look at the quality of these stars. Look at that white coming out of off the line. Look at the tips. Look at the white paint right here. Let me flip can I flip it around? Look at the bleed through. You can totally see the blue through the white, right? This is the first coat. By the time I'm gonna do several videos, and by the last videos, I'll splice them all together and make one video out of it. By the last one, guys, these things are gonna look stellar. Why? Because first of all, I'm gonna put 2 coats of white. You always gotta do multiple coats and you'll get rid of that see-through. You won't be able to see through it anymore, okay? Second coat's really gonna hide stuff. Any transparency, translucentness. Okay, what I want you to do, painting stars on art panel. It's hard enough to make a star. It's hard enough to paint straight lines as it is. When you have these ridges, you can't cut a line across that big old ridge. So what I want you guys to do is focus on getting your line as straight as possible. Well, how do you do that? You do that by putting paint up against the line. We're doing this bar of the star, right? This line right here. There's no way you can come across. What you literally have to do is take this fine of a tip brush you have. Like, that's too wide on the edge, but I'm gonna show you how to fix this. So basically what I'm doing is I'm basically pushing the line to where I want it, and then I'm changing angles as I go. So like I had to change the angle on my brush. All I'm doing is working that line right there, okay? Get that line as straight as you can. There's no way you can come across this way. You have to push the brush on the surface as it is. So you have to change the angle of your brush, okay? Like right now, I'm on this downward angle, so I can have my brush adjacent to it, but now stop. Now I have to change my brush to this angle to where it works, where it won't ball up the bristles, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just focusing on the outline. You see how I went way outside of the line? I'm gonna show you, we're gonna fix all that. Don't freak out in the initial freak out phase, okay? Yes, I went way outside the lines. The key is you come back with the adjacent color, the opposite color. You come back with your blue or your red, whatever color your other color, the background color. You come back, you're gonna come back with your background color and you're gonna fix all that, guys. You're not gonna, I want you to work on not freaking out. Push your line in. I have to literally use the corner of my brush right there, and then I change angles on my brush. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to get it as close as you can. Put the paint on fairly thin, okay? I don't care if it's see-through. I want thin layers are better than one thick layer because it'll run if you do it the other way. Look, I can't even get in there right there. I have to get in, change my brush angle. Load up your brush, push it down on the line as close as you can, and then pull up into the shape. All right? Look at this. It's like, how do I even do this tip? Guys, do the best you can and come back with the background color. So what am I gonna do? I don't care if you put a big blob right here. What I want you to do is get some paint on there where the tip would be, okay? This line is gonna come, I went way outside of it. So instead of making this line bigger, I wanna stick with my initial line. I know this blob is outside my line. This line coming down, I'm gonna give myself a little bit extra here, okay? Now, look at the edge of that star, the tip of that star. It's horrible. I'm going to come back with blue, and I call it tightening it up, okay? I'm gonna tighten up my lines. This means I'm gonna take all the waviness, all those waves, this will be cut, all these waves will be cut in straight, all right? So what, I guess, here's another good example on one. Push your paint up to the line that's already there for your outline. I just cut a stencil for these, and then bring it down. There's no way you're gonna get it perfect the first go round. Just get you a basic line on there and leave it. Come back again with a second coat. After the second coat, and this will be the next video that I splice into this video. My next video, I will show y'all once I have 2 coats on, and I'm gonna come back with my blue, and I'll show you a tighten up video as soon as I can get there. As soon as I get this all done, I'll shoot a second video. So remember, it doesn't matter. See how see-through that is? I don't care about that. Let me show you what a second coat's gonna look like while I got y'all on video. Find one that's somewhat dry. Okay, let's look at this one. Look at this. This paint dries real quick. If you paint on our panel, you gotta use DTM, which is direct to metal. If you see any runners, get them off. Do not leave runners on. Work all the paint out of your brush. If your brush is overloaded like this, work that line all the way down where you want it, and then leave it. I want you to come back, like I said, with the opposite background color. But as you can see, my hand may be in the way. As you can see, the second coat is gonna be stellar. You're gonna see the lines also. Look at the center of that star, it's looking better. You're gonna see, what was that? You're gonna see brush strokes. Whenever your paint is wet, don't worry about the lines so much, the brush strokes. Now, like I said, if the paint is starting to run, definitely get those off with your paintbrush. But if you just see brush strokes, that's your first coat. Leave it alone, let it dry, come back with the second coat. All right, guys, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's helping me think. Wait until these stars get wait until these stars have a second coat, and wait until I come back with that blue. Man, they look so funky right now. All of these little swivels will be gone when I'm gonna come back with blue, and I'm gonna push that blue in I'm gonna cut lines, you know what I mean, with my blue, and it's gonna look so much better. You can tell I shaded with my air gun and all these whites and reds. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the blue. I'm gonna bring some shading in. Oh, one more quick thing. Dang, this video is already 9 minutes long. Crazy, huh? One more thing. Look at the top left corner of the R. Can you see how the stars are spaced? Okay. When you're doing a flag, it has folds in it. If you make everything equally spaced on the stars, it's not gonna look realistic. Okay, there are folds in a flag like a wave, right? When the wind blows, this wave in the fabric of the flag puts the stars actually closer together in some spots. So the proper placement of the stars when the flag is flat is going to be like the top left corner. The reason these two stars, I'm pointing out my brush, the reason these two stars are closer is because I'm going to come down right here with a little dark blue shading. Okay, I'm going to bring some shading in the fabric of the flag that's on metal that's painted. I'm trying to help you create illusions and teach all different techniques of shading and painting. Okay, all right, guys, I'll get back with you ASAP. White stars filled in. Remember we were talking about don't worry about the stars not being solid. In my last video, how trashy they look. We got spots like this line, that little spot, this spot. All right, guys, this is what I want y'all to do. Take your background color and just go for it. I mean, I want you to, got a little runner. I want you to push up against the line you're trying to do. The video is making stars on murals here. Cut your lines in the way you want them cut in. Push the paint in there, that first run, and then smooth it out on the back side. What do I mean by back side? Look at that. I can just bring that line down. What I mean on the back side is go ahead and get you a good amount of paint on your brush to cut a good line, and then come back and get the excess paint off on the back side. Meaning after you've done the first pass. Now remember, with these stars on our panel, you have to hit it at different angles, right? We're getting rid of all the little feathers. Getting rid of the feathers and the runners that are off the star. The star legs that make them, sorry, I'm trying to paint and do the video at the same time. I should have done a voiceover. What you're trying to do here is really tighten up these lines with your background color. Let me just paint and not talk. See that? See that spot? That spot, let's start on this arm. Push down to the surface, come up. Push down to the surface, come up. Push down to the surface, the line, and come up. Enough. This is DTM paint. If you're painting on metal, this is our panel I'm painting on. Don't worry about these little, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I don't think you can. I was gonna say, don't worry about a little bit of excess paint. It's gonna dry and flatten itself out. when you get stuff like this, it's not a big deal. That little divot in the white. But if you want, go ahead and kill it by taking your line in just a little bit. And when you stand back, you will never notice stuff like that. Like this one. Went ahead and got it. Just for demonstration purposes. Move on down to this leg. Take that wave out. Get the paint off. Change your angles of your brush. Keep reloading. You'll never be able to get it in a pass going side to side. You know what? I've learned on this R panel work, that wave, it throws off the proportions. I mean, look at that. When I look to the side, like look at the proportions of this. It's because of the waves, and that line is actually straight. Let's see if I can get a good angle of it. These lines are actually drawn on straight. What it is the illusion from the R panel. As long as you communicate that with the customer, that there's an illusion, and show them that you drew the stars on straight. You know, I stenciled them on. I cut out a stencil at the beginning, and I used it. So what I did was, I should have showed y'all that as well. Next time I'll try to give a full instructional video if y'all want. If enough people like this or even watch it. I cut a star out of a piece of paper, a thick piece of paper. You can use plastic as a stencil. You can use, as long as it's thick, you know what I mean, and it won't, like, a thin piece of computer paper won't really work. It just tears too easy and all that jazz. So what I like to do is use a thick piece of drawing paper. The cardboard is too hard to cut fine details, fine corners and stuff. You can with a razor knife, but it's a little challenging. So I used a thick piece of drawing paper, like, what am I trying to think the word of? It'll come to me in a second. Paper stock. Right? Isn't it called stock? Paper stock? Whatever. It's a thicker paper. If y'all know the name of it, leave a comment in the comment section. Just trying to shut up and do a little work. As long as you're try to get an eye for where the angle of the line is supposed to be, and then go for it, man. It's okay if you have a little bit of a curve in your star legs, because, like, that's what I was saying a second ago, and I got distracted. What I was saying is if the star legs have a slight wave in them or change, like, you know what I mean? Nobody's going to know, because I'm just pushing the paint down in that corner. Nobody's going to know if this line isn't perfectly straight going up, because it has the wave in the metal, right? There's already an illusion. There's already an illusion that the stars are not proportionate. They're not right. That their symmetry is off and stuff. That's because of the wall. And people know that. Like, people's eye, it's crazy, guys. People's eye, they already know that. They have trained eyes. They know it's on a wall that's wavy. And so when they see a star that's not perfect, they know it's because of the texture of the wall. And their eye doesn't care. This is a huge lesson, guys. People's eyes are trained to see values. See, this shape is all messed up, but actually it's right. It's actually correct. That looks like it's all stumpy. All right, look at this. Is a good one. I got a hump here because of the wall, right? And the butt of my star, okay, see these points? That's actually accurate. That fat point looks worse. Makes it look a little cartoony or something, right? So we're just gonna find an angle and we're gonna take away the excess on the arm of the star. It's like right there. The back side. Push that up. Okay. See the top part? Get your paint pushed on your line there. Push down into it and then pull up. Push down. Pull up. Do not try to paint across the ridge. It will not work. The only thing that happens is your paintbrush scrunches up and your paint will go everywhere. It'll not leave a straight line. It'll ball up and look like a nightmare. Okay. This tip right here is not right. It's too fat. So I'm gonna get rid of it by working on this side here. Just bring it in a little bit. That already looks way better. Stars and stripes, man. American flag. Guys, be praying for our country, by the way. I pray for our country, man. Our country's going crazy out there. Very polarized. All this ICE stuff. All the bunch of paid actors. Communist insurrection. Be praying, though, for our nation. I guess I'm saying that because I'm painting the old glory here. Working on Old Glory. It's just the littlest things you can do to tighten up. Tighten something. That line was a little bulged like that outward, and just bring that sucker down. I could come all the way because I was working vertical. If you're working vertical, you can get away with it. If you're working horizontal, you can't because of the ridges. Okay. I hope that helps y'all. Painting on our panel. The stars and stripes. Of course, the road's real far away. So, when you back on up, it's looking good. I need to do the shading in the white on the bottom of the R and the E to make it match these. I can blend it by making a little more white in those areas or a little more add dark in these areas, right? You can bump both ways. I'll show you another thing I did in here was this cow. Shakes my mind, shakes my body. And then we got these doors over here. It's gonna be a pretty cool venue. Red. This is the family bathroom. You got the mama, the daddy, and the baby. You're my favorite. We got mama cow. Women's room. Men's room. Definitely a distinction, huh? Again, going political, right? And then this is the everything room. This is where stuff is stored, like chairs, tables, whatever, knickknacks. And then you got I love you too much. The owner's precious little grandbaby says that. So, oh, look who we got here. She's back. She's back. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm back.
I'm back.
Okay, yeah, check this place out, guys. They got zebras out here and everything. They're not around right here, but they got Highland cows and zebras. Red 5, if you're in the Bryan College Station area, surrounding area. Red 5. Red 5 Event Center. Check them out. Okay, so the next video we'll do to splice with this one will be shading on the blue and shading on the stars and shading on the white parts, okay? All right, guys. Looking pretty live.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. The stars are bunched together. I already think I said that in the video. They're perfectly in distance there, but then right here they're close. So I'm gonna put, there's gonna be a fold right here. I'll put a little shading line right there.
A little bit, 'cause I like the bright blue.
Yeah, and I thought about adding. To be honest with you, I do too. It looks real clean and crisp. I think I'm gonna take my white and do a little more white with the gun.
So too.
That's too much gray right here.
Yeah, brighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, this needs more white
I think so too.
in it. Yep. Okay. Okay, my compressor is gonna come on and it's gonna make some noise. Shader time. We have a little gray. I went ahead and put a little bit of shading in the white there, as you can see, to get the match the folds. I think maybe gonna come in with some gray, because just the you can see the huge difference between the white right there and then the shading over here. I mean, that's pretty shaded over there. I can bring some whites in here and to make it look more like this. But okay, guys, so what you're gonna want to do here when you shade, find a natural seam. Okay, so what we have here is these stars bunched together, right? Where the natural fold would be right here, because they're clustered together more. Okay, you don't want to overdo it. Stay far back and go light. Okay, but you definitely want there to be a distinction in your star color here, because it's a fold, right? Some stars are gonna be dark because they're shaded. Others aren't. So we're gonna wanna really make sure not to overdo it. Bring a little bit more down here. A little bit more. Make them match better. Okay. Now, take a step back. See how that looks on that fold. See how that fold looks better with those stars shaded right there? Okay, right there. Yeah, way better. Okay, we got another natural line here. I want to save room for blue. What about ladder? I don't know if y'all can still hear me because of that compressor, but what we want to do is we want another one right here. This is where the stars are bunched. Come in lightly. When our stars should be slightly shaded, and then some not, you know. We're gonna use a blue. These lower ones we're gonna have shaded because they're gonna be underneath the fold. And we'll leave the top part light, bottom part gray or shadow, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm liking it. I am gonna put some more white in here, guys. I do not like how dark that came out right there on the white, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my little tape down. Let's touch up some of those whites now. And I'm gonna add a little bit of blue in, dark blue. So what you got is it's darker in the video. This blue is way lighter in real life. Way lighter. More of a pure blue. This is pretty royal dark blue. I'm gonna go ahead and add a pop of dark blue here and here underneath the shadow. If anything, if you had light blues you want to put in, they need to go on top of the fold. Okay, let's get into that. Let me put a little blue in here. I think that's all the gray we want. I mean, you don't want to overdo it, you know? Okay, let me get back to